Okay, good. Ooh. I'll try to sit up straight so I don't. I'm doing pretty good actually. I'm Jennifer Saunders and I'm a chef. I have been cooking my whole life. I think since I've been able to kind of stand on something to reach the stove, me and my brother used to wait for my mom to call us because they were both working and give us different recipes over the phone. You put a lot of pressure on your parents and you think like they're not doing a good job, but then when you grow up you realize how hard they had it and what a great job they did. So I just remember cooking and kind of taking care of the family and sometimes being a kid, but you know, I started working when I was 13 to provide for myself and be able to do things that were mine. And I think at first I resented it a little bit, but I think it made me stronger. It made me more competitive and moved me to always succeed and do my best. I care so much about everybody around me and I feel like I have these like boxes that I kind of have to fit into. It's different things in my life where I thought things were gonna fall apart and then they just didn't. It's kind of when I'm looking back at my story of even thinking, how can I be a chef? I've never been trained as one, or how can I own my own business? I'm not a business person. And I started looking over my life and I was like, oh, I'm so that person. In junior high, I found out I could draw, so I started drawing pictures and selling them for 5 cents. Like the entrepreneur spirit was in me at a young age. It takes one person to start a movement that will change the course of what everybody's doing. And if you start to bring attention by using a vessel like food to help people understand about the real greater problem of community, I think that can be something. And so that's kind of my story is I felt isolated, I felt alone, I've been in those desperate moments of not knowing where my next meal was gonna come from and what that can do to a family and it's not where I am anymore. Someone helped us out in those dark times and like now it's my turn to kind of give back and do that for someone else. I'm a chef because I love to meet a physical need and feed people and bring people together in community. It fills a physical need that you have. Everybody has to eat, so then it's something I can provide for everyone. I think I have an eye to see what people want and need, and it's just a part of who I am to try to see if I can provide something to fill that. I'm passionate about learning what I'm good at to help the community around me. Even thinking about what I wanted to do with the rest of my life, I don't want to be on this earth without making some kind of difference, and that difference could literally be a difference in one person's life. I just want to make this time that I have count. It's kind of, without realizing it, fell in love with creating a space of community and bringing our family together through food. I'm just passionate about serving people with the talents that I feel like I excel at, and used to just do it because I love doing it and it's like one of those passions you don't know you love because you're always doing it for people, and then you look at your life and go, oh my gosh, I've been cooking to bring different groups of people together and to make them feel like they're loved and they're in a safe space. What is the Meat and Vegetable Trading Company? So it's a food truck with a one-to-one service, but it really is a movement of trying to get people to rally around the community that is forgotten, which is the transitional homeless. If someone's thirsty and you're trying to give them a hug and fill an emotional need, they're gonna be thirsty and not thinking about you fulfilling that need. So sometimes I feel if you're providing a drink of water or food, it's really gonna help you get into their life and speak into them, and they're more readily available to let you in their life to meet another need. Meat and Vegetables Trading Company is definitely a food truck that's gonna serve awesome food, something that's nostalgic and homey and makes you feel in community and brings, you know, family together. But I almost wanna create a new family of people where you're eating at my food truck, but you're also giving back to people and showing them that there's people that care. Right now, I am in an incubator. It's for small businesses, and it's to create a food truck that's a one-to-one service. So you can come to my food truck and buy a comfort nostalgic meal, and then with the profits from that meal, I can provide that same menu item to someone that is in transitional homelessness, which means that they're living in a motel or cars, which are a group of people that are undocumented. There's no way to know how many people there actually is. They have to usually go to shelters where with their families, and they don't know what's gonna happen. They don't know who's there, if it's a homeless person that's a drug addict and it's kind of erratic and they're trying to keep their kids in a safe place. There's so many different people in that instance that have not had community, so they're acting erratic. And so where are they supposed to go that's safe to get a meal? I want to provide that for them, and I also want to provide them services. So I want to create a movement that's a community that says, hey, you're not alone. People are thinking of you. You don't have to be alone, and we're here to help support you. One meal isn't gonna do that, but one meal can give hope and dignity, and that can change everything in someone's life. I want to connect my food truck and create a community where, yeah, I can give them a meal because you ate at my truck and made it possible. But it's also, bringing them into a sense of hope that there's a community that cares about them, that they're not forgotten and lost and isolated, and they can go to these other resources to get help. It's the new adventure that I'm on. That's the new phase of my life, is creating funding for this dream that I want to have by the end of the year. It's ambitious, but I think our world is big enough to stand ambition, and you should just go for it.